Hey guys, here we are at Universal Pinball today. Today I want to talk about how to change the batteries on one of these games. It sounds simple, but it can be a little more confusing because there's an error message you have to clear. I do service calls. I get a lot of service calls from people that say they push the button, the game looks like it's working, but nothing happens. And there'll be a weird display just in this top left one with like a space and then a 1 at the end with like some random numbers. That means your battery died. So let's see what happens when we go ahead, and I'm going to remove the batteries from this game, and then I'm going to put them back in, and I'm going to show you how to clear the error message. So specifically on Williams systems 3 to 7, which is looking at about 1978 to about 1983, those are the ones I'm talking about right now that are the ones that have the harder error message to clear. So first off, you got to find there's a lock here. You got to find the key to that lock. Normally, it's not the same key as the front door in most cases. You open the front door. Sometimes there's like a hook over here somewhere with a key. Sometimes the key will just be sitting here. In this case, it's kind of hard to see, but here, right here, is the hook with the key on it. There it is. So we get the key off the hook, and then we go over and we unlock it. Go ahead and just, you can kind of hear it. So unlock is that way. And then once it's unlocked, you can lift, this is called the lifts channel. You can lift this channel and then the whole glass comes up. I'm going to put it on the tripod here so you can see me do it from a bit of a distance. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. All right, how do we do this? Come on, stay. So we go ahead and we lift the glass up like this. Bring it down. You can bring the glass down like that. And then the glass is off. All right, so once the glass is off, there's a lever here. You lift it up, and then you pull this door forward. This whole door comes. And here are the batteries. Now, from the factory, there were 3 AA batteries. It's very common for someone to have cut this holder out and soldered in a different battery holder. It might be hanging right here. It might be stuck over here. It might be sitting down here, whatever. Now, here's the thing to note. If you do have the original battery holder and you are using AA's, a lot of the times the ones that have been replaced are no longer AA's. Well, I just dropped that. These are kind of hard to get out. Here we go. The only acceptable AA battery to put in any pinball machine is the Energizer Ultimate Lithium. And why is that? That is because the #1 problem I see on a game that won't boot is alkaline batteries have leaked all over the place and ruined everything, and you got to just replace the board at that point. But these don't leak. They are the only battery you should ever put in a pinball machine that takes AA's. Now, if it's a button cell battery already, that's already going to be lithium, and that's not going to leak, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, let's see what happens now that we took the battery out. Take the last one out too, just for, there we go. All right, here we are. The batteries are out. I'm about to turn the game on. This is what happens when the batteries die. You're going to see only this display comes on, does some gibberish. Let's see here. This means your battery is dead, and it doesn't have to be these numbers, but there's always a space and then a number at the end every time, and it's always just this display, and then this is going to show this. So I call this the error message. It's not actually an error message. What you're actually seeing is the first audit in the page of audits, which you don't really need to know that. But when you do a factory reset, it boots up to the beginning of the audits page. This is the first audit. You don't care, but that's true. 4 means you're in the audit page. That's 0, 0. That's the first page of audits. So we need to clear this out to get back to having the game work. So let's put the batteries in. Put the batteries in. Remember, they gotta be lithium if they're AA's, otherwise you're gonna cause yourself problems down the road when you forgot all about the fact that these things have batteries. 10 years later, you're gonna ruin your board. Also, these lithiums have a shelf life of like 20 years, so put them in there and forget about them. All right, so now we turn it back on, and we still are in the audits page. How do we get out of there? Well, let's find out. All right, the first thing you have to do to clear the audit or the error message is open the coin door. All right, you open the coin door. There's 3 buttons here. Let's zoom in on the buttons. Here's the buttons. So the middle one is a toggle, which I don't know if that's what it's called, but you push it and it stays down. It says manual down, auto up. I don't really know what that means, to be honest. Down, and you push this button, you go into one menu. And if this is up, you go into the other. Let's see, if it's up and you push this button, you're in audits and adjustments. And I think if it's down and you push this button, you're in diagnostic. Or it could be the other way around. I'm still stuck on my error message, so I can't confirm one way or the other. But push it down and push this to get to audits and adjustments, or maybe the other way around. Push it up and put this to get to diagnostic. What is an audit and adjustment? Audits you really don't care about unless you're trying to make money on the game. Adjustments could be how many balls per game. On this game, adjustment number 18 is maximum credits. And the hack is if you set maximum credits to 0, then your game is on free play. There's no actual free play saying, but it's kind of a hack in this particular game. That's the only thing I changed on these. There's other stuff like replay values. How many points do you get till you get an extra game? All that kind of stuff. That's going to be in your adjustments. And then diagnostic is like display test, coil test, switch test. If your game's not working, then you go into there. But that's more info than you need for this video. So anyways, push the button down, push this, advance, and then you can scroll through the all of the audits that this thing is stuck on until you get to the end of the page, the end of the list, and then you turn the game off and back on again real quick, and then it should work. So let's go ahead and do it. This is down. I'm just going to be pushing this button in the video. Let's zoom out and see what we got. All right, as you see, we have the error message. So we open the coin door. The middle black button is down. The button on the right, this says advance. See, well, now I'm going backwards. So I guess down, if it's down, you go backwards. If it's up, you go forwards. These are all the different audits that you don't care about. But if you kind of go to the end of the message, it kind of it does that. And then if you turn it on and off real quick, it should clear it like this. And cleared it. No more. So you go into the menu, you kind of just scroll through it a little bit. You got to open the door, you got to go into the menu, and then you swap it on and off, and that usually clears it. Sometimes you got to flick it on and off a few times. There's a toggle switch down here. That's what I'm flicking. I'll zoom in on that in a minute. But you flick it on and off real quick. Or if it's in a power strip, you can flip the power strip on and off real quick. You got to kind of snap it on and off to get past that. And then you saved a service call fee. Fixed it. Good job. Where is the toggle switch? I can't find the toggle switch. Let's look under here. Oh, there it is. There it is. This is the on-off toggle switch right here. Off, on. That's about all I got. All right, here we go. We got the game working. So again, I get a lot of people that call me. They give me a description. I ask for a picture of the displays. It shows they have the error message or they're in the audits menu. And I know right away what the problem is. I don't really like charging to drive out there to switch the batteries. I'm willing to if they really want me to. But I try to, only come out if there's something that I can actually fix. I like fixing. I don't really like charging people for switching batteries, but if I drive all the way out there and all the way back, that's already about an hour in my time, so I have to charge, even though it's a very easy fix. So really, I'm just making this video so I can send it to people whenever they send me the picture, and hopefully they can fix it themselves. If not, I'm happy to come out. Maybe if it's been a while, maybe I need to clean and wax the playfield, check switches, check lights, make sure the flippers are good, make sure everything else is working, so usually I can find something else to do when I'm out there. But if it's just the batteries, it's not really something you need to call me out for. Unless you want me to, happy to come. And that's all I got for today. Hope you guys can fix some pinball. And that's about all I got. I got nothing else. Keep flipping.